was given the Glass Bottle DLC for free to show off by Keymailer, and so that's what we'll be doing. As it says right here, The Little Glass Bottle is a short 5 to 10 minute adaptation of a story by Howard Phillips Lovecraft, written when he was about 7 years old. Original words and spelling have been kept, and as it says, all profits from the DLC, from both DLCs, have been donated to humanitarian aid. I didn't even know there was two.
Heave to! There's something floating to the leeward. The speaker was a short, stockily built man whose name was William Jones. He was the captain of a small catboat in which he and a party of men were sailing at the time the story opens. Aye, aye, sir, answered John Towers, and the boat was brought to a standstill.
I'm gonna turn the voiceovers up a little bit. It sounds down, but from what it seems so far, it's voiced by a kid. Alright with me. Don't make any difference.
Captain Jones reached out his hand for the object which he now discerned to be a glass bottle. Nothing but a rum flask that the men on the passing boat threw over, he said. But from an impulse of curiosity, he reached out for it. It was a rum flask, and he was about to throw it away when he noticed a piece of paper in it. He pulled it out, and on it read the following. January 1st, 1864. I am John Jones, who writes this letter. My ship is fast sinking with the treasure on board. I am where it is marked on the enclosed chart. Captain Jones turned the sheet over, and the other side was a chart. On the edge were written these words. Dotted lines represent course we took. Towers, said Captain Jones excitedly. Read this. Towers did as he was directed. I think it would pay to go, said Captain Jones. Do you? Just as you say, replied Towers. Well, charter a schooner this very day, said the excited captain. All right, said Towers. So they hired a boat.
What's around us first? Because as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Lovecraft and his stories. I honestly didn't know of this story. Then again, it doesn't seem to be a part of the Lovecraft mythos. So that might be why I don't know. Probably a lot of other things I don't know.
And started off governed by the dotted line.
H.P Lovecraft learned to read at the age of 4. He quickly became interested in the exact sciences, especially chemistry. As a 9-year-old, he even started publishing his own amateur magazine, the Scientific Gazette. And
In 4 weeks, they reached the place where directed. And the diver
Lovecraft's grandfather was a very important figure in his life. As the writer said himself, "My beloved grandfather became the center of my universe." Van Buren Phillips introduced his grandson to various works of art he brought from his travels, exchanged letters with him, and helped him develop his passions. He largely replaced Lovecraft's dead father. Interestingly, he also cured him of his fear of the dark by encouraging him to walk through a series of dark rooms. Young Howard's grandfather was probably the only family member to tell Lovecraft improvised mystery tales, which undoubtedly influenced his later work. Okay. What? Is there anything else besides that here? I guess not. There's gonna be a huge creature. No, okay, we just go back up to the boat. Oh, bunch of windows.
and came up with. They found in it the following lines scribbled on a piece of brown paper. December 3rd, 1880. Dear Searcher, excuse me for the practical joke I have played on you, but it serves you right to find nothing for your foolish act. Well, it does, said Captain Jones. Go on. However, I will defray your expenses to and from the place you found your bottle. I think it will be $250, so that amount you will find in an iron box. I know where you found the bottle because I put this bottle here and the iron box, and then found a good place to put the second bottle, hoping the enclosed money will defray your expenses. Some Anonymous.
There are a few puzzling elements in the little glass bottle. For example, the number 250. That's weird. Which is not a typo, as this amount appears in the text 3 times. It is not entirely clear why Lovecraft decided to write out the number this way and what he meant by it. While publishers and translators interpret it in many ways, in our opinion, he most likely meant $250. The map used in the game replicates the original version drawn by Lovecraft in the story. Did you notice that the land marked on it as signed as Australia? A simple typo, or maybe young Howard was already creating his own lands and unknown islands in his imaginations. It is also puzzling that the dates in this letter in both bottles are almost 17 years apart.
I'd like to kick his head off, said Captain Jones. Here, diver, go and...
Back we go.
In a minute, the diver...
Not very nice.
Inside it was found $250. It defrayed their expenses, but I hardly think that they will ever go to a mysterious place as directed by a mysterious bottle.
Alright. Well, I mean, it did say it was going to be rather short, so I'm thinking so far it's not as. Hold on. Let me further turn down the sounds a bit. It's not as engaging as the Lovecraft mythos, as a lot of us know of. Like, that's how most people nowadays know of H.P. Lovecraft, is by his eldritch works. Not many people, I would say, think on his past like this, like with the little glass bottle. So I definitely think it's an interesting thing, because this game is not just a story of the works of Lovecraft, but it is also a depiction of his life with the pieces of trivia that you can find around the game and such. So I definitely think it's interesting. We cannot do the Eldritch box because I do not own that one, but maybe in another video we'll see. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked it, maybe give me a comment, a like at max maybe. I don't know, it's up to you. Have a wonderful day, guys.